Hey guys, Eric here from New York Comic Con. I'm here with Travis and Terry, the co-executive producers of 12 Monkeys, the new Sci-Fi Channel show. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Eric, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Travis, we'll talk later. Travis Fickett is a former IGN editor. Let's get that out of the way. I'll ask you more about that later. Guys, 12 Monkeys, obviously, really, familiar name, great iconic film. When you're tackling something like this, what is your approach going into something, knowing that a lot of people are going to be familiar with it?
Very, very careful.
It's not something we take lightly. The fandom behind this, and for the movie for us was one of our most favorite films ever. And when the second this opportunity came up, we were both like, boy, I don't know. We'd have to do this right, and we had a lot of discussion. But
yeah, I mean, we didn't love the idea of tackling the movie because it was so special to us.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we kind of cracked how we thought it could be a series of television, we got really excited about it. So we decided to, go forward.
So it's the same basic setup, right? But sort of where do you, how close do you stick and how close do you sort of tangent off?
There's a big key difference, couple of big key differences.
there's a lot of key differences. Yeah, it's not in the way that Battlestar's sort of re-envisioned a lot. We're kind of doing the same. Terry Gilliam's movie was brilliant. I think the thing that we've done is, we David and Janet Peoples, who wrote the original screenplay, had envisioned this more of a thriller with Atlas, the producers, originally, and that was our instincts too. We didn't really think we could do the Terry Gilliam thing from week to week. Would we be able to produce that, or would it be exhausting? So we've created a science fiction conspiracy thriller. It's a big puzzle, and I think it's very different, but it has a lot of the same themes, I think.
The idea was with the original movie was always that it was a single puzzle, and that it has this very finite ending.
Right.
That I don't want to spoil it if people haven't seen it.
You've had 19 years, but
yeah. Our what we did is kind of we took that idea and put it into a season of television, so that our season is a puzzle, and it will be a big puzzle box that people can kind of unpack.
Is a big
the
puzzle.
series.
I mean, we've had to figure out.
I'm just not getting ahead of myself.
We've dropped things in the pilot that wouldn't pay off until season 3.
Mike Travis, remember your old training.
We've dropped things as early as episode 1 and 2 that wouldn't necessarily pay off until season 3, but we have the whole puzzle. We had to in order to do this. So
Time travel is something I'm a big fan of. I know you guys are too, but it's also something that is kind of very easy to screw up the rules of and establish what your rules of. How much did you sort of sit around a table and discuss what are the rules of time travel on
Endlessly.
this?
We continue as of this morning. Yeah. I mean, the great thing about the movie 12 Monkeys and the great thing about our show is the scientists, our time machine is flawed. They don't know exactly how it works. That doesn't mean there aren't very specific rules to the time travel. It just means that they're just not good at it, and they're learning with the audience. It's like the Apollo program of time travel. It's just it fails. So that's a fun component of our show. It was fun in the movie when he ends up back in World War I. Something we've continued here.
I keep using this touchstone, but it's if people are fans of Doctor Who and they know that he's a 1,000-year-old alien who's a master of time travel, and this is the idea: if 2 regular people or 1 regular man got into the TARDIS and had to save the world, how would he do it? And that's the journey he's on.
He's a dirtier, scruffier Marty McFly.
Aaron Stanford plays Cole in this show. And how much is he traveling around? Obviously, we know he's from the future. He comes to the present. But, how many other eras might we see on this show?
A few. We're going to see a few. We're not. You're not going to see medieval times this season.
We don't take it lightly, the time travel. We don't send them back to World War II to punch out Hitler this season. There need to be emotional and plot reasons to go to specific times. So, he's jumping around quite a bit, but
he jumps around enough for it to be a problem with him and with his relationship with Rayleigh, and it's that fracturing because he's a man out of time that I think makes their relationship so interesting.
The Brad Pitt character, obviously Brad Pitt's performance got a lot of attention in that film. Can you talk about your version of that character?
Our version of that character is now a woman. It's Jennifer Goins instead of Jeffrey Goins, and Emily is playing Emily Hampshire is, I think, going to blow people away. I think it's going to be the kind of thing where a lot of people talked about Brad after he did that role.
Yeah.
And
well, she did exactly what we needed it to do, which is make it completely her own. You know, when we were discussing early on, we were doing the pilot, you know, introducing that character, who could play Brad Pitt again? It's just like, let's give it to a woman and bring her own energy to it, and the character itself is very different. She starts in a different place and has she's a different part of the story and the conspiracy.
And he's Brad Pitt's character is a little bit of a comic relief and a trickster, and people remember a lot of his big gestures and the tics and the things that he had, and that a lot of actors that we saw for the role had brought their assemblage of that, and what Emily did was came and created a character and made a person, and this particular version of the character is more dangerous and more involved in the conspiracy. So I think it's going to be different. It's going to be really interesting for people to watch.
Is part of the fun of it that if there are people who are really familiar with the movie, you can kind of zig where they're expecting you to zag and kind of go off in those little directions?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, there's definitely a lot of nods to the movie. I mean, we're certainly inspired by it in many ways. But yes, there are a lot of zigs and zags, a lot of zags and zigs, as we tell a lot of stuff out of order.
Right,
so
right.
We'll do it that way.
Lastly, Mr. Travis Fickett, I'm going to put you on the spot here because we were joking about the last time you held an IGN mic. You were interviewing people at Comic-Con. What's it like to be on the other side?
It's harder.
Right.
It's harder because you have to actually be cogent and have the answers and not just ask the questions. So, but I've been doing it enough now, and I'm excited enough about this show, and I can't wait for people to see it. So it's fun to talk about.
Can I ask, is it awkward? I mean, you had to let him go, and now here he is. I mean, is it?
I know. Look, there's a lot of bitterness there. We're going to try to work it out later.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, what date can we see this show?
January 16th.
16th, 2015.
9 p.m.
January 16th, Sci-Fi.
On Sci-Fi. I will be reviewing it for IGN.
Excellent. You're going to be back. He's coming back on staff to review it. It's going to be really exciting, guys.
I don't know if it's a good. I'm not sure what his rating will be.
And
I will be merciless.
Yeah. No one in the comments will call it biased. It's going to be really strange. It's a one review and no one will say biased.
Yeah.
Guys, for plenty more on 12 Monkeys, plenty more from New York Comic Con, keep it here at IGN.